you don't really, when you've never been there or know what it takes to actually, shoot for something like that, and sometimes you're afraid to get uncomfortable. So you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I'm not saying that's what we are as a whole. Kind of looks that way at times. That sometimes we feel like we're afraid to be uncomfortable, kind of get out of our comfort zone. Have that sense of urgency, from the jump, and not be afraid to actually go out and fail to succeed. So, we have 23 games left. We'll see what happens.
Do losses now feel different than losses maybe earlier in the season?
For me?
Yeah.
No. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, it's like, I don't know. It's just been so last few years, everybody's so accustomed to the losses that I'm just not accustomed to. I'm not accustomed to it. I would never get comfortable with losing. So, losing game 1 to Houston, it feels the same way as losing game 59 in New Orleans for me. That's just how I'm built. That's who I am. It's how you approach the game every day. It's how you think the game every day. It's how you play the game. It's how you prepare for the game. And that's not even like when you get to the arena. That's like way before that. Like, is basketball, is that the most important thing while we're doing this? Is this the most important thing in your life at this time? Wow! You give it all, to that game, and then if you feel like you put it all into it, then you have nothing to kind of look back on. You're able to do other things. If you feel like you're giving it all to the game, then you can go do other things. But if you feel like that you're not giving as much as you can, then you can't focus on anything else.
Decided to sign with the Lakers. Obviously, you knew what they've been through the previous 5 years. Is this something you had maybe anticipated would be part of the challenge?
Yeah, I know it's going to be very challenging, just because of the experience that the roster had at that point in time. I knew it was going to be challenging from that sense, but I felt like we could still play better basketball, and we was doing that. And obviously, it sucks that my injury happened and Zoe's injury happened, and so many of our injuries had. We had suspensions. We had so. I'm so huge in chemistry and camaraderie, and throughout the course of the season, through injuries and suspensions that happened early. That's whatever with that. But the injuries have, it's taken a toll on our team. So hopefully we can get Zoe back soon, to kind of help that out.
Here I am again, Laker fan here. I'm not a LeBron fan, but a Laker fan. Yes, there's a difference. And today, you will see the difference in the comment section. Oh yes, you'll see the difference because you'll just see. Just watch the comment section. You can always tell, who was typing this from their LeBron shrine that they have in their closet and who's just a regular Laker fan. Keep your eye out. But anyways, you heard it. You heard it yourself. Words from the king himself. Words from the GOAT himself. Wow. Speechless is not really the word. It's more of flabbergasted, taken aback, surprised, shocked. But then again, I'm not really all that shocked. I low-key expected this behavior, but I kind of put this behind him. I'm like, he's not like this anymore. This is kind of more diva LeBron, back in Miami Heat. I was not, he's matured, right? No, he hasn't. And that's very tragic. Now, some of you guys legitimately may be like, what did he say wrong? What was wrong with what he said? Oh yes, I'll break it down for you. First of all, he kind of tried to throw his teammates under the bus, which I have no problem with, simply because they are not performing. They're not performing in Lonzo's absence. So I have no problem with the leader of the team holding the team accountable. What we also need to try to do is take responsibility for thine self as well, which is what the GOAT forgot to do. Conveniently forgot. And he kind of threw them all under the bus. He's like, I kind of knew that this is how it would be when I came into the Lakers, with their roster, but I just thought they would be playing better. excuse me, are you on the roster too or no? Because if we check the tape, okay, you can score, but do you play a lick of defense? I watch the games. We see you, LeBron. Like, the thing is, a lot of LeBron fans and LeBron himself think he can hide behind the stat sheet. When you don't watch games and you just look at the stat sheet, everything seems fine. He's giving y'all triple doubles. He's doing this. What more can you ask for? I can ask for at least 50% effort on both sides of the floor. Yes, I am entitled to that. You know, especially when we're dealing with, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up. I know you're tired of it. I know you're tired of it. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. When you're the GOAT, supposed GOAT. Jordan was Defensive Player of the Year. You know, you better bring that effort on defense. You're supposed to be the greatest, right? You see, and that's why what he said was so, you know, just, it rubbed people the wrong way. And I understand why. Now, a lot of people were bringing up the fact that Kobe has said stuff like this before and nobody said anything. And now when LeBron says it, wow, y'all are some hypocrites. Pause, okay? I just want to remind you of a little, like a small thing you might have forgotten, just a smidgen. Kobe never, you know, did a blockbuster film while he was with the Lakers. I know he did win an Oscar. He won an Oscar, one of the only NBA great to win an Oscar, but he wasn't working on a, you know, Space Jam 2 sort of thing while he was on the Lakers. Yeah, now very tough for LeBron. He's the GOAT, right? But he's working on a movie, you know, and now a lot of people, when he was coming, they were trying to tell us he's gonna be working on the movie. He's not gonna be paying attention, all this stuff. I'm like, no, come on now. Like, he's not coming here just to relax and do a bunch of extra projects. And I think I might owe you an apology because, but here's the quote that just, it stunned me. I'm like, the fact that you're saying this and he actually thinks nothing's wrong with it. Let me read it to you. I wrote it down. Oh yes, I wrote it down. It says, he said, I wrote down the last half of the quote. I needed to write down the whole quote, but I just needed to make this video. But the first part of the quote was basically, he was talking about like, you need to check yourself and see if you're doing as much as you can on the court. Then he says, if you feel like you're not doing as much as you can, then you can't focus on anything else. LeBron, you're filming Space Jam 2. I'm confused. You literally have the biggest off-court project, but you play some of the least amount of defense on the team. You know, so when I see you say things like, if you feel like you're not doing as much as you can't focus on anything else, are you doing as much as you can? Because you're focusing on other things. Okay, you're doing all type of shows. Yes, you're doing Space Jam 2, all this. But, what happened to your quote? You're not doing as much as you can. Now, there's a stat rolling around, and I'm gonna pick up my phone and read it, but I don't know if this is true or not. Okay, guys? First of all, just look at the sticker on this, and then look at my, that's so cool, I'm sorry. But anyways, first of all, LeBron, what you're not gonna do is interrupt me, especially after you pulled that in the press conference, very off of you. I'm sorry, I don't know what Kobe would never. Actually, he can interrupt me anytime he wants. Now look, it says, since he returned from injury, LeBron James has been moving at the same speed on defense as Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk, the man is 40. The man is 40. Old, crippled almost. Moving at the same speed on defense as Dirk, 3.26 miles per hour. Unbelievable. But playoff Bron has been activated. And here's the thing, even if that's not accurate, which I believe it, you know why? Because I watched the game against the Pelicans. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering because I am taken aback. Doing all you can, you're not doing all you can. On one half of the floor, you move. You roll out red carpets for people to walk through. You do? No, I've seen it. You think I'm just exaggerating. I've literally seen him while people are on defense. He'll stop, he'll pause, he'll go to the sideline, get a red carpet. Yes, sir. Let him go right to the hoop. He's not rotating fast enough. He's just kind of chilling, and he'll get, even Kyle Kuzma got frustrated with him. You saw that at the Rockets game? Did you see that? LeBron didn't step up to guard James Harden when he was driving in. He just stayed in with his man, like didn't help at all. And Kyle Kuzma got frustrated. I'm like, dang, you got Kuzma frustrated at the GOAT? Wow. Wow. So I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. I'm pretty sure I used that word right. If not, don't correct me. I don't want to hear it. I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. And you know where I'm going with this. Any true fan of the channel, anybody who really watches, you already know where I'm going with this. You know who I have on my shirt. You can't see it. Can you see it? Y'all, you see it. You LeBron fans, you hate to see it. But y'all see this, right? Kobe Bryant. Oh yes, I'm taking it there because I think it's necessary. This is the difference between Kobe and LeBron. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not trying to say Kobe's the GOAT. I'm not trying to say Kobe's better or worse. That's not the argument of the day. It's not. So don't get in the comments, oh, Kobe or LeBron. What I am saying though, and this is what makes Kobe so great in comparison to other people, and this is why other NBA legends are telling us this, saying how great Kobe is. This is why they're saying it. They've played the game. They've been through 82 game seasons. They've played the game, right? So this is why. Because he's trying to say, is basketball the most important thing to you at this time? For LeBron, I can genuinely, first of all, I don't know his heart. I'm not like a mind reader. I know that the movie's out, What Men Want. I don't know. I wouldn't know. So I don't know if he is really like thinking that basketball is the most important thing. However, his actions are not really aligning with that. Not really. You're doing a whole movie. Should I say that again? You're doing a whole movie. You're doing like the barbershop series and stuff, like you have stuff going on. Kobe Bryant, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing little TV shows all the time. He wasn't doing movies, starring in movies. No. His passion for the game was literally like his life. It engulfed him. We have plenty of stories. I don't want to sit here and name stories of when the people got to the gym at 3 a.m. because they wanted to be ahead of him, and he's there at 2 drenched in sweat. Before games, someone from the opposing team wants to get shots up. Kobe's already there practicing. Dude stays there for hours trying to outdo Kobe, and Kobe still stays there when he's gone. Still was there practicing by the time he left. We're not gonna go over, you know, the passion for the game, like the attention to detail, of course. Check out his new show, Detail. But pause, you see how he waited till after he retired to do a show, LeBron? Wow. Okay, just showing you. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You can see the unadulterated passion. I don't even know if I used that right. Did I use that right? I'm not asking anybody, nobody's in here. But you can see that raw passion he has for the game. There's nothing else going on for Kobe. So when he says stuff of that to his teammates, he's allowed to say that because he's giving his all on the court. You know what I mean? He's giving 100%, and you can see it on offense and defense, even in his old age. He did pull back, he did scale back when he was just like, his body was not holding up, of course. But even when they were like losing in the Dwight Howard years, he was giving that effort. LeBron, however, he coasts. He coasted to this point. LeBron fans themselves were just telling me on the other video that playoff LeBron just came into his, like just activated. Sorry, so somebody just knocked on my door and just really interrupted my whole flow. I hope I drove home the point about the difference between Kobe and LeBron, okay? Because literally, the fact that he even said this, I don't know, I hope I'm not repeating myself, but then again, I have a feeling that I need to. Because some of you LeBron fans are gonna get down there in the comments, ignore logic, and you're gonna still, well, no, Lord LeBron, no, dude. You heard what he himself said out of his mouth. You can't focus on anything else. He is focusing on other things. And he's not giving his all on defense, not even 70%. You hate to see it. You hate to say it. Oh, yes, you do. Because literally, if you watch the games, you know. That means if you have the nerve to get in the comment section talking about he plays defense, you're not watching games. That's how I know. And that's how we all know. All Laker fans, we know. Here's an interesting thing I'm gonna end off with, because it's interesting that the 2012-2013 Lakers, that's the Dwight Howard Lakers, and this year's Lakers both had a 29-30 record after 59 games. Interesting. And it says, the then 34-year-old Kobe Bryant led the team to the playoffs, finishing with a record of 45-37. Can a 34-year-old LeBron James do the same? I'll leave you on that note. I don't know if he can do the same, and I hope he can. Like, once again, I'm not rooting against LeBron. He's on my team. I want to go to the playoffs. However, this type of stuff, like chemistry, right now is off. You know, that was ever since the Anthony Davis thing. Yes, they ruined our chemistry. But still, as a leader, you should know better than to even do this. Because with Kobe Bryant saying this stuff to his team, if he said the exact same thing, his teammates can't question him, can't go behind his back like, who does he think he is saying this? Because he lives it every day. He exemplifies that. SAT word. He exemplifies it. LeBron right now isn't. It's great that he's a great player and you can see his greatness and learn from him, but still that work ethic and that effort, I'm not saying his work ethic isn't there. I'm just saying you're focusing on other things when you yourself said you can't focus on anything else if you're not giving your all. Awkward. Because I could have sworn playoff LeBron just activated. So my camera's about to die, and that's a sign that I've done my job here. That's Kobe Bryant literally messaging me right now saying, oh sis, you've done your job. So I'm done. I hope I was able to make sense. I hope LeBron fans put away the bias and really try to at least understand where I'm coming from, because it came out of your king's mouth. Like, your leader said this stuff. It's not like somebody said it and projected it on LeBron. Like, he said it, but he's not living it. Let me know in the comments though. Laker fans, LeBron fans, fans of any other team, let me know what you think about these comments. Like, were they needed? And the thing is, if you're the leader, you're supposed to be trying to help, motivate, push. Did those comments help the locker room in any way, or did they detract more from the locker room than they did help? Because I personally think that it did nothing but hurt. And even if the teammates pay no attention to it, that's just not a leader, you know, thing to do. Not a leaderly thing to do. Okay, that's not a word, but I made it up. It's not a leaderly thing to do, period. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Got my last video right here. Subscribe to join the Splash Squad. Tragic.